On this episode of the DCeric Show, we go back to 1999 with Sonic Adventure for the Sega Dreamcast, developed by Sonic Team. Back in 2002, just a couple months after Dreamcast was discontinued, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 was getting released for the PS2. My buddy wanted that game so bad, so we went to the Toys R Us so he could get the game. In the gaming section, they had a kiosk with Sonic Adventure on the screen. I looked at the screen and then looked at my friend and said, "That system sucks," and the graphics were awful. Well, shame on me for being such a fanboy. Of course I went against my words, I said to my friend, and got the Dreamcast that same year, and a week after buying the Dreamcast picked up Sonic Adventure. Just booting up the game, I was amazed at the main menu on how beautiful it looked, but of course I didn't realize how much better this game was going to get until I actually started the game. The game started development in 1997 by a team of 30 developers. The game's ideas were created by Yuji Naka, creator of Nights into Dreams. When he heard about how powerful the Dreamcast was going to be, he wanted to push all he could from the Dreamcast and make this game look and play like no other game of that generation. Sonic brings back the speed and action from the older games and now represents itself in 3D, with gorgeous graphics and adding more playable characters. The game starts off with Sonic in the city enjoying the night when suddenly a bunch of cop cars speed off to the court, which is at the end of the city. Sonic speeds off to find out what's going on. He then finds out the city is under attack by this water monster called Chaos. Of course, we get to know that Robotnik, or Eggman as they call him these days, created him to grab all the emeralds and make Chaos destructible so Robotnik can take over the world. Your mission along with 7 playable characters is to stop Robotnik from getting the Chaos Emeralds and taking over the world. In each world you'll destroy enemies and collect rings to stay alive. Or if you play Big Story, go fishing to catch his frog. The 7th playable character is Sonic's alter ego, Hyper Sonic, often called Gold Sonic, and is the completion to Sonic Adventure's story. To unlock the 5 other playable characters, you must go through Sonic's story. Each character has its own story and also has different modes of play. When playing as Knuckles, you have to complete levels by finding jewels. With Tails, you have to race to the end of each level before Sonic gets to the end. In Amy's story, she has to run away from the E100 Gamma robot. As said earlier, Big Story has you going fishing to catch his frog, which keeps running away from him. Finally, but not least, we have the E102 Gamma robot, which has you shooting things to complete levels. To unlock Hypersonic, you must complete all other character stories. He plays pretty much like Sonic, but I find him a bit more faster and invincible. Each character in the game is voiced by a variety of actors, including Ryan Drummond, who voices Sonic, Corey Bringas, who voices Tails, Michael McGarren, who voices Knuckles, Jennifer Doolard, who voices Amy Rose, John St. John, who voices Big Cat, Dean Bristow, who voices Eggman, and many more. If you didn't know this already though, Dean Bristow, who voiced the character of Eggman, passed away in 2005. He will sadly be missed by many fans of the Sonic the Hedgehog series. The game also contains an interesting minigame called Chow Adventure. This minigame is pretty much like a virtual pet game. The most interesting part of this game is you don't have to just play it on the Dreamcast either. The Dreamcast memory unit is also a handheld gaming unit which allows you to save your Chow so you can play Chow Adventure when you're not near your Dreamcast. Each Chow in the game is different depending on how you raise your Chow. When your Chow is hatched from its egg, you can enhance its performance by giving them animals, which are grabbed by Sonic during gameplay. If you think your Chow has enough performance, you can use them in Chow races within Sonic Adventure. Sonic Adventure includes other mini-games like kart racing and snowboarding. Dreamcast is said to be the first system to connect to the internet and play online. In Sonic Adventure, you could use a built-in web browser and go to Sonic Adventure's main website to download special in-game content. The special content would include special themes, new tracks and kart racing modes, and special events. This website is no longer available, but you can find these downloads on other websites like onlineconsoles.com. I really enjoyed all the different types of gameplay that Sonic Adventure offered. Although I gotta say, I did get bored of playing Big Story because all he did was go fishing. His story didn't really add to Sonic's adventure. All other players in the game had great stories that went well with the ending plot. There was a problem with the camera at times that would go sideways at your character. Of course, to fix that problem, you could use the right trigger to automatically switch to the third-person view. This didn't always work and sometimes you'd die. There's also times in the game you'll run into a random bug or glitch that would sometimes make you die. Though those problems can be an annoyance, it didn't stop the game from being fun. Earlier I said I enjoyed the main menu and how it looked, but the in-game graphics got even better. The game is very colorful and the graphics look pretty sharp. The buildings and characters look very well, and there is certain levels in the game that use the weathering system very well. When using the VGA cable or adapter, it'll enhance how the game looks and make it look even better in 480p. The in-game sound is just amazing. All sound effects were all well done. The only problem was during FMV sequences when the characters are talking, their mouths aren't exactly in sync with the characters talking on the screen. This is probably because the game was released in Japan, so the characters move their mouths to the Japanese language. In the FMV sequences, when the characters are talking to each other, it will take a couple milliseconds for the other character to respond, cause of slight delays from loading the GD-ROM. The in-game music is awesome and features rock music with techno beats and awesome lyrics. Most of the music was created by a variety of different musicians from Crush 40. Crush 40 is a band that creates music for other Sega games like NASCAR Arcade and other Sonic the Hedgehog games. The game isn't overly difficult, making it pretty easy to beat and fun for the whole family. After Dreamcast got discontinued, Sega became a game software development company, releasing some Dreamcast games and other old Sega console games on future gaming platforms. Sonic Adventure got ported to GameCube and PC under the name Sonic Adventure DX, which would include extra content being unlockable Game Gear games by getting emblems in certain levels, mini-games, and Chow events. The game also included all of the Dreamcast DLC. Sonic Adventure then would get released for the Xbox 360, PS3, and Steam, part of the Dreamcast Collection package. The content in the game was slightly reduced from Sonic Adventure DX. The game doesn't include Game Gear games or Dreamcast DLC. The Steam version also didn't get a leaderboard or playable Metal Sonic character featured in the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions. Sega didn't use the PC version for the Steam version and were ports of the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions. Well, I guess I've come to the end of the show. I really enjoyed the many genres of gameplay in this game. The game is quite fun. The graphics, story, speed, and sound make you come back for more. The only thing that really annoyed me was the camera, but that came to an annoyance a few times in the game. The game also has minor glitches and bugs that will cause problems with gameplay, but will not hinder the fun. I did feel like Big Story was pretty boring. All the mini-games added even more fun to the game and made Sonic Adventure feel like you were playing more than one game. The game had DLC content which could be downloaded via the built-in web browser, but after Dreamcast became discontinued, the website got shut down, which upsets me and other Dreamcast fans. However, you can find Sonic Adventure's DLC and other Dreamcast games DLC at www.onlineconsoles.com. If you'd like to get a hold of Sonic Adventure for Dreamcast, GameCube, or PC, you can find them on eBay or at your local game shop. You can also get Sonic Adventure on Steam for PC, Xbox Live for Xbox 360, and PSN for PS3. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the DCeric Show and come back to see another game I couldn't keep my hands off of.